Here today to dig into some of the details and discuss what industries and stocks may benefit most is Dave Sekera. Dave is Morningstar's Chief U.S. Market Strategist. So Dave, let's start by unpacking what exactly is in the Act when it comes to climate change. What are some of the key takeaways?
Well, we're going to see a significant increase in the amount of spending on clean energy specifically coming from this act. So I just recently spoke with our clean energy analyst, and he really noted that he thought there were three main key takeaways that investors should be watching here. So first, he noted that there's a 10-year extension for solar power credits. And so that really will have an impact, in that market specifically. And with solar power, the prior incentives we're going to roll off, over the next couple of years. So that 10-year extension in his mind is going to end up adding a lot of value to stocks, levered to the solar power. Second, he noted incentives for new technologies, in clean energy. And two of the bigger beneficiaries there that he noted were going to be hydrogen and energy storage. And then finally, he just noted the incentives for domestic manufacturing. So prior to this, the U.S. imported a lot of the solar panels and a lot of the equipment used for solar. So he thinks that we will be seeing a big shift here to domestic manufacturing, for solar and for the inverters used in solar power.
So then, Dave, what industries are likely to benefit the most from this legislation?
And again, talking to our analysts, the four that he highlighted for us were residential solar, hydrogen, energy storage, and domestic manufacturing.
So then, are Morningstar's analysts at this point in time reevaluating or increasing their fair value estimates as a result of this legislation? And, if yes, what would you expect to see in terms of reevaluation of some of these names?
Yeah, he is going through all of that on all of his names. Right now, some of them we've actually already increased our fair values, and others, he's putting that, into his model. So I would say, of course, it's going to depend on the company. It's going to depend on the specifics of, what they're involved in. But, we're seeing fair value increases of, up to 20%, and in some cases, even slightly more.
Wow. So can you give us a few stocks that might benefit the most?
Sure. So I would actually also note, too, that in the clean energy sector, a lot of our coverage, even before this bill, we thought was already fully to, in some cases, even already overvalued. So even though we are looking at and in some cases have increased our fair values, I would encourage investors to make sure that you're careful in your stock selection, because the market has certainly been running up on this news. But the three stocks he highlighted to me, that he thought had probably some of the best upside leverage to this was going to be SunPower, First Solar, and Plug Power.
Well, Dave, thank you for your take on the Act. We appreciate it, and of course, appreciate the stock ideas too.
All right. Well, thank you, Susan.
I'm Susan Dziubinski with Morningstar. Thanks for tuning in.